Hi everyone. So here in Canada, today is also World Suicide Prevention Day or Suicide Prevention Day. One of the things that we have to do when we work in frontline roles, we have to be able to refer people to the right resources for them, to the right places. And sometimes, unfortunately, we do get patients who are distraught calling us. We get people calling us with mental health issues. We get people threatening to take lives, all kinds of things. And so we have to get supervisors on the line, or we have to refer them to the right places. And it's important to know in our communities where those places are, not only as spiritual directors, but also in our daily work in what we are doing. Because we are not there to be mental health counselors, we are not there to provide that support to them. And if people want that support, the supports are available to them to make those choices, to call, speak to somebody who can help them. And it is very scary when you're dealing with that. I had to deal with people who were suicidal when I was at Trinity House, help them get the right resources and support put in place, even students who were living at Trinity House. And yes, I was there for them. I was a friend to them. I guided them, but I did not provide mental health counseling. They went to counseling on Fitz campus, or they went to the hospitals. They got additional support if needed. I dealt with students who had cut their wrists. I dealt with students who had attempted suicide. So it's not easy, especially when you see their giftedness, you see the beauty in them, you see all they have to offer, and they're dealing with really tremendous amounts of pressure. Not only the pressure at university to pass your exams, being away from home for most of us, and living on campus or living with other people. They're also dealing with their own family situations, being with parents who probably don't want to hear their problems, don't want to be there for them, don't want to be the person to come visit them, to make a cup of tea, to take a walk with them, to be somebody they can count on. So I've had those opportunities to be available to others, but also to know where the boundaries are, when to refer them on, and what to do. And that is also part of my work as a spiritual director. It's also part of my work when I work on frontline roles, or even when I work in the back office. Sometimes people don't express that, they don't tell others, and unfortunately we receive the sad news that they've taken their life, or they've decided to jump off a building somewhere, or they decide to fly planes into buildings, like with 9/11. In the name of religion, they choose to brainwash men and women to say that, yeah, if you blow yourself up, all your problems will be ended. Or like Hotel Mumbai, where they promise young men money for their poor families, and then after they've killed everybody and they've destroyed everything, they realize actually there's no money. So it's important that people learn to think critically about things. And just because you come from a village or you come from a small place doesn't mean that you can't think critically. Everybody can think critically, because essentially, deep down inside, we know the difference between good and evil. And blaming somebody's suicide on me because they can't deal with what's happening to my life, what's happening to me, when I am doing everything right, is not my fault. People need to reach out for help when they need it, and don't call customer service if you want to commit suicide. That's not what we are there for. We're also not there to be your counselors, to listen to you for hours and hours about your personal problems, what happened to your family. Yes, sometimes you can say a little bit about why you placed the order, why you need it. Maybe it's a family funeral, or maybe it's a kid's birthday and you all want to wear the same jersey of your favorite team, or you all want to support Rafa Nadal, or you all want to support Roger Federer, so you're buying this. But really and truly think before you call somebody like me who's on the other end trying to earn a living, because it also takes a toll on our mental health. It also takes a toll on what we can do and cannot do. And believe you me, it is a very hard job when you're sitting the whole day with those headphones on, when you don't have proper breaks, you don't have proper accommodation. It's a very, very hard job. So don't think that because you're an executive and you're earning millions, that my job is any less hard than yours. It might look that way to you, but it isn't. I can't even pay my bills. I can't even pay my rent on that minimum wage, and then I'm sitting at home for over a year trying to get an executive job and not getting those opportunities. I've got the same experience as somebody born here, even more. I've got experience from overseas. So if you're going to take your life, there are resources out there for you. You don't have to do it. Sometimes it's a choice, like with the suicide bombers that destroyed our freedoms by crashing into the Twin Towers and United 93 and all the shit that they did. There are resources available. You don't have to take your life. And if you decide to take your life, don't blame it on me. If you don't want me in your life, that's perfectly fine, because you don't like my personality, you don't like who I am, you don't like the fact that I graduated, you don't like the fact that I'm hardworking, you don't like the fact that I am ambitious, you don't like the fact that I want to buy a property. So you would be happy if I did nothing, said nothing, and am nothing. Then you'd be satisfied. You need to look at your own life and your own mental health issues. And if you need the help, ask for the support. That's what I say. And if you think I'm being hard on you, I'm not. This is how people have treated me. I have been the exact opposite with people that needed my compassion, my love, a hug, a cup of tea, and people have been cruel to me. So I'm not taking it anymore. Get the help you need and adjust to Canada, because this is how the North Americans are. And yet they want to call me in customer service and have me sit for 3 hours on the phone. It works both ways. If you don't want to go and get the mental health support, then that's on you. It's not on me. I didn't do anything to deserve losing my job because Teleperformance couldn't set up my ID and they couldn't find another suitable opportunity for me. That's on them.